Well, it is now time for our weekly Better Retirement segment with Citizen Advisory Group. Ron Myers is here with me today. We're going to talk about Medicare.
Yes, we are.
It's so confusing to me. And I think I'm not alone. I mean, sometimes I am confused by things that nobody else is. But
well, you're certainly not alone when it comes to Medicare. I think there's a lot of confusion out there for everybody involved.
So there's Part A and Part B. Explain to me how someone enrolls in Part A and Part B, and what's the difference?
Okay, so in our last segment, we kind of talked about when the enrollment windows are, when someone can actually enroll. There's a lot of confusion about how do we actually enroll into Medicare. When someone is collecting Social Security benefits or railroad retirement benefits, they're automatically going to be enrolled into Medicare Part A and Part B, either by Social Security or the Railroad Retirement Board. But if you're not collecting one of those benefits, you have to apply for Part A and Part B on your own. Now, you can apply for one part or the other, or both parts, depending on your situation. Sometimes we may want to delay applying for Part B, but enroll into Part A, and that gets a little bit more complicated. But certainly things we need to be aware of regarding those rules. But if we're not collecting Social Security or railroad retirement benefits, we have to apply for Part A and Part B on our own. And we can do that in a couple ways. You can contact the local Social Security office and do that, or go down to the office, or you can do it online through socialsecurity.gov or medicare.gov. And that's something that we're able to help clients. We've enrolled a lot of people right in our office or over, we'll meet with them wherever and help them enroll into Part A and Part B online. But it's important to understand a lot of people think they're automatically going to be enrolled into Medicare. And again, if you're not collecting Social Security benefits or railroad retirement benefits, you're not automatically going to be enrolled. And
well, what age can you collect Medicare?
So Medicare starts, for most people, eligibility is at age 65, unless there are some people that are eligible for Medicare prior to age 65, if they've been on Social Security disability for 24 months, or if they have end-stage renal disease, someone can be eligible for Part A and Part B prior to age 65.
Well, that makes sense then, that there's probably a fair amount of people that are not collecting Social Security yet because they want to wait till 70 so they receive the full benefits.
Exactly.
See, I do pay attention when y'all are here. But they would like to, if they're not working, would like to start that Medicare.
Exactly.
Or maybe even if they are. I mean, do you have Medicare in conjunction with private insurance?
That's a whole other area we need to understand. The rules are that if someone is still working and they have coverage through their employer group health plan, they can actually delay their enrollment into Medicare. If there's more than 20 employees, the employer plan is going to be primary, and so someone can delay enrolling into A and or B, and that may make the most sense for them, but we have to understand the complexity of those rules to make sure we're not late in enrolling, because Medicare has what's called a late enrollment penalty if we don't enroll on time and we don't have other coverage that's available to us.
Now, we kind of use the term Medicare and Medicare A and B kind of globally or generally. Are all the plans the same, or are there different plans within Medicare A and B that we can choose?
So original Medicare Part A and Part B is the same for everybody, so there's no differences there. Where all these different plans that we talk about and all the solicitation that people are receiving and trying to sell them something is some type of additional Medicare plan, either a Medicare supplement or a Medicare Advantage or a Part D prescription drug plan. Those, there's potentially 30 to 40 different options for somebody to choose from there on top of or supplementing their Part A or Part B in this. So that's where a lot of the confusion comes in, because we got multiple plans and a lot of differences between all these plans to really try to figure out, well, what's the right fit for somebody.
Well, and it's, if I understand correctly, it's not that these additional plans are bad. It's not that you shouldn't have a supplement or a Part D prescription, but you really ought to be working with an independent agent so that somebody's not trying to sell you their product.
Well, that's exactly right. We think the value of being independent, we're contracted and we can represent 20, 25 different insurance companies. And so when we meet with someone, our approach is there's no one best plan that best fits everybody. And if you're working with someone who only represents one plan, that their purpose may be to try to sell you that one plan. And that's not bad or good or saying that person's bad or good at all. That's just what their world is.
That's their job.
Exactly. Whereas being independent for us, representing multiple different companies, we can sit down with someone and really say, here's 2, 3 different options that might be, the right fit for you, and discuss the strengths and the weaknesses and really identify for that person what is going to be the appropriate fit for you. And so that's the value of really being independent. It allows us to work with and for our client, and we're not limited to one specific carrier or plan that we're trying to sell.
It makes sense that that's the best thing. It goes back to that whole fiduciary thing, doing what's best for the client.
Exactly.
Give me one of those Medicare or supplement plans you work, one of those carriers. Is it somebody we'd know?
Sure. So one of the carriers that we work with is Aetna. They have a Medicare supplement plan. And so this is a good example of our ability as independent agents to work with someone. Aetna and their Medicare supplement plans just recently had a rate discount. And so we can evaluate different options, and someone may be in a Medicare supplement plan and they're paying a much higher rate. We might be able to move them to a plan with very similar or comparable benefits for maybe $40, $50 lower in premium, sometimes a month. And so that can be a big difference for somebody. And so that's a very good example of our ability being independent, working with these different carriers. Aetna is a wonderful company, and their Medicare supplement plans that they offer. And so if someone's is interested, there's some rules and restrictions there. You can't just switch. There's medical questions we may have to answer that may limit someone's ability to switch their Medicare supplement. But a lot of people don't understand you can change your Medicare supplement plan at any time. We're not subject to the annual enrollment period that happens every fall to change the Medicare supplement plan. We can do that at any time. And so if someone's interested in learning a little bit more about that, they can certainly, reach out, follow up with us if they'd like to.
I think that's great to know. You know all the rules.
Right.
There are a lot of them. Let's quickly show people. We're almost out of time, but I want to show people the Medicare events you have coming up. These are events at, Perrysburg Library, Owens Community College, and they're kind of throughout the end of March still here, and then throughout April. People can come to these. They're going to get all the information they need to know.
Right. It is a free event. It's an educational event where we're going to talk about the basics of Medicare, the enrollment windows, the differences between the types of plans that are available. There's no sales going on. There's no solicitation there. We're not taking people's names. They can go out to our website and check out the different events that we do on a monthly basis. We call it the Welcome to Medicare educational seminars that we do, and we think that people get a lot of value, a lot of information from it.
It's all about educating people, and Citizen Advisory Group are the ones. There's my correct grammar. To do that, get on their website or give them a call today. We'll be right back.